Hello again, everyone, to Gymnastics Considered. Welcome to the second episode. Before I get started in the topic today, I just wanted to say that I'm definitely very encouraged and delighted to have been sent a couple comments and messages. That makes me feel really good, so thank you very much, and I hope that the number of viewers continues to grow, and we'll see where it goes. But anyway, for today, topic is actually by request. The girl who sent me a comment on the video actually requested this, so I just thought, why not? You know, it's a topic, a good topic to discuss. And that is basically age limits in international competition right now. To start off with, towards the beginning of this month, actually in December, the president of the International Federation of Gymnastics, which is commonly known as the FIG, the president of that body, Bruno Grandi, he's been reported as saying some thoughts on his for after 2008, after the Beijing Olympics in 2008, actually raising the age limits of competition to 16 years old. So I just want to go ahead and start out with some quotes from him, an article I got. Basically, he said, he starts out by saying, "Sports like gymnastics should not be there for kids," said Grandi. He also says, Gymnasts should only be allowed to compete in international stage when they are mature physically and mentally." And then he also says that it's likely to have an age limit of no less than 16 for gymnasts to attend international competitions after 2008. Okay, so my thoughts on those quotes that I just read so far. I really understand what he's talking about when he says that they should be allowed to compete in international stage when they're mature physically, because we can see the struggles that gymnasts have had to go through when they're internationally competing high-level competitions when they're 13 and 14, and then by the time they're 18 and 19, their bodies are so different, so they've had to overcome all of those that struggle there with their gymnastics. And basically I can kind of see that point. But when he says that they should only be able to compete when they're mature mentally as well, it seems to me that he's implying that the 13 and 14-year-olds, 14, 15-year-olds are not mature mentally, which I disagree with, because I feel like because the 14, 15-year-olds are in high-pressure situations in major international competitions, I feel like because they are there, they've decided to go ahead and step up that level of maturity, and they have that drive, the perseverance, the ambition to win. They have all of that at a very early age because they want a goal, and they go for it. And I feel like they are mentally stable. I mean, sometimes you see tears, but you hardly ever do. And I feel like these girls, even as 15-year-olds, they are they're so strong and stable. And I don't know if maybe it's because he's a man, he doesn't quite see how girls at that age are actually it's just a known thing that girls at that age are actually more mature than boys at that age. But then there's also another thought that I have often thought about. I can see why he might want to bring the age limit up a bit more to kind of make it more women's sport and kind of get rid of the whole kid gymnast thing. And what I'm talking about here is sometimes the media gets so they just zoom in on the younger girls because it's just so spectacular to see a 14-year-old do amazing flips and everything. So 14, 15-year-old, they in the eyes of adults are little kids. And I get so tired sometimes of the fluff pieces that just talk about little girls' big dreams and how they just keep on about the fact that they're so small and little girls, you know. So I can kind of see where that would be taken away if the age limit got higher. and that possibly is a good thing. The thing is, though, is I do find myself really enjoying seeing the younger girls there in international competition, at Olympics, at Worlds. I loved seeing Shawn Johnson, 15-year-old at Worlds, competing the way she did and winning the way she did. And it's interesting to think, though, that if this were to happen after the Olympics, if they could only be 16 at international competition, we would no longer see a Shawn Johnson doing what she did at World Championships. That would no longer happen. And the fact that that potential and that skill is there at 15 years old or even 14, it almost seems to kind of take away something from the girls. So, I mean, at the same time, they could just stay longer, which, of course, being, if the age limit was 16 after 2008, it would encourage longevity in the sport, and more girls maybe would stay longer. But then again, would that induce more injury? Would girls go so long in the sport that their bodies would just would we see more injuries at major competitions? I don't know, but it's a thought, and not necessarily, I guess, but it's something to think about. And also, one thing I thought about was if they, well, I kind of loosely ties in with how I feel about Carly Patterson. You know, she trained for 10 years, and she got all around gold in 2004 at the age of 16. And then she moved on. She completely quit gymnastics, and, well, I guess not completely, but she moved on, and she started to pursue her singing career. And so it's interesting how, because even now, even though we don't see the really, like, from the early 90s and stuff, even though we don't see what we saw then with the age thing right now, but, like, take the case of Carly Patterson, it's interesting that she worked hard, she got what she wanted, and then she was able to, now she's able to go on to other things in life, and in such a short amount of time pack in such an amazing amount of success. And so that's definitely something that other girls could do if the age limit continues to just stay where it is right now. It's a good thing, I think, when girls aren't completely saturated in gymnastics, where that is their only life and that is the only thing in their life, and they fall apart if they're not, if they don't do everything that they want in the sport of gymnastics. It's kind of difficult when you go to the extreme there. So so I don't know. It's good for maybe a girl to be able to do what she wants and then move on, but at the same time, I still have thoughts of wishing that Carly didn't move on, that she was still in gymnastics. So I don't know. It's an interesting topic, and I think that that there's a lot to go along with it. And so that's where you guys come in. Please let me know what you think by commenting on the video, making a video yourself, I guess, anything you would like to do. But yeah, definitely just tell me what you think about that age limit, some of the things that I've said, and we'll go from there. But I hope that you've enjoyed watching today's episode, and thank you so much, and I will see you again soon.